Hey everybody, it's MommaOG. I am back with another reaction. Today I have a donation request from Todd. As always, Todd, thank you so much. He has asked me to listen to Rush. This is a medley of By-Tor and the Snow Dogs, In the End, In the Mood, and from what I understand, a little bit of 2112 as a finale. This is live from the Montreal Forum in 1981. Now, I do need to preface this. If you're new to this channel, I am not a stranger to Rush. I kind of grew up listening to them. Two albums in particular I have listened to front to back, 2112 and Moving Pictures. Little bits off of other stuff. I've also done several reactions to Rush songs, probably 5, 6, 7 of them by now, to songs that I was not familiar with, or that I was familiar with and just hadn't seen live. I have not watched a lot of live performances from them. The one other thing that I need to preface is kind of a funny personal story. As you may or may not have noticed on the end of all my videos, I put little snippets of our animals, our dogs or my parrots. We have a dog named Huckleberry and a dog named Rio. They are brother and sister from the same litter. Mike and I were not living together when we got these dogs. So Mike had the male dog, I had the female dog, and Mike wanted to name the dog By-Tor the Snow Dog. That was going to be his pick for a name for Huckleberry, but he ended up letting one of his daughters name him, and that's where the name Huckleberry came from. So had that happened a little differently, our dog Huckleberry would be Bytor. Mike is a huge Rush fan. Neil Peart is one of his favorite drummers. As a drummer himself, he's one of my favorite drummers. All of these guys I've talked about ad nauseum, how much respect I have for the fact they're all geniuses in their own right, and the fact that the cosmos lined these three people up together is just magical. I have heard 2112, of course, extensively. I have heard By-Tor and the Snow Dogs in passing. Haven't sat down and really paid attention like I do in these videos. And I am not sure if I've heard In the End or In the Mood. Those might have been on Fly By Night. If this was done in 1981, this was kind of the era and around the time that I was heavily listening to those two albums that my sister had gotten. Before we get started, if you would like to request a reaction, you can do so via donation link down in the description. Send along the information of the song you'd like me to react to, and I will get it recorded as soon as possible. I also take notes during my reactions, so you may see me looking down a couple of times. I'm just writing down a couple of things so that I remember what I want to talk about when it's time to talk. I've got my earbuds in. Let's go ahead and take a listen. Look at Alex. Listen to that bass. Listen to Neil. They're all going to shine during this. I just know it. Listen to him, Neil. Wow. Transition, nice transition there. I'm interested to see if this sounds familiar. I do not know this song. I don't believe. Another nice transition. Wow, those people are lucky. Won't you come sit with me? I'll tell you all my lies. I do not know this song either. Listen to that crowd. Getty's going nuts on that bass. Goosebumps. Wow. I've got full body chills. Wow. Holy crap. Man, I can't pinpoint exactly what in that gave me chills. I got them from head to toe, especially the last chunk of that song. On an unrelated note, whenever my videos end, you guys can see clearly the kind of stuff that I watch. Okay, so I don't even know where to start. I've already talked about their musicianship. You have 3 genius level musicians who individually amaze me. You know, if I sit and listen to Geddy on that bass and even his voice, you know, those 2 things about him are amazing in and of themselves. And Alex with his absolute shredding guitar abilities. And then Neil is just another example of musical genius. He's known as the professor for a reason. And, you know, I know a lot more about Neil. And I even did a reaction compilation to his solo in Frankfurt on my other channel. So, you know, and the fact that he's one of my top favorite drummers ever and that he's Mike's favorite, I've kind of paid attention to him a little bit more. But as I'm watching like these live and doing these reactions to live stuff, it's making me appreciate all of them even more than I already did. I knew back in the early 80s when I discovered Rush how groundbreaking and how amazing they were as musicians. Like even as a young, you know, I was 10 years old, 11 years old. It even caught my attention back then because I kept listening to them and they have remained one of my favorites. I'm just ashamed to say that beyond Moving Pictures 2112, most of the stuff I know is what's been played on the radio. There is a song, I believe it's on 2112, that's probably one of my top 3 favorite Rush songs ever, and it's Passage to Bangkok. Absolutely love that song. But as I was saying, you know, I've already talked about their genius, the fact that they've come together and how amazing that is. I have compared them in previous reactions to modern day Bach and Beethoven, you know, the greats of the classical era. You know, if they were alive now, they might be doing stuff like this. Or if Rush was around back then, they would have been doing stuff like Bach and Beethoven and all of the rest of the greats from that era were doing. I'm finding watching them live, it just adds on to my appreciation for them because I literally get to lay my eyes on them. This seems like it was from a time maybe when they were in their prime or at the beginning of their prime. I know they lasted for a very long time after this, and they're still around today despite the fact that Neil is no longer with us. They now have a female drummer. But watching them as I did in this, I'm amazed by their chemistry, how like confident they are on stage, like especially Alex. Alex was having fun, like he does this in his sleep. Geddy's voice was just spot on. That was such a locked in, tight rendition. of these different songs that, you know, had these effortless transitions. I imagine that doing a medley would be hard to do so smoothly. I don't know. It makes me want to go listen to these songs individually, in depth. I completely felt the energy of that performance through the screen. I can't say enough good things about this group. And I'm just so happy that I'm, you know, better late than never, but I'm happy that I'm sitting down and kind of exploring them more, making it a point to do that, because every time I hear something new or watch a new live performance from them, I learn just a little bit more about them. And, you know, I kind of thought I was already well versed on how brilliant they are, but not until you see them live does it really kind of jump out at you. I'm not technically seeing them live, but you know what I'm saying. Unfortunately, I never got the chance to see them live. I believe Mike has seen them several times live, so I will live vicariously through him. Todd, thank you so much for putting this in front of me. I had head to toe goosebumps several times during that whole video. It was absolutely incredible. Thank you all so much for being here to share this with me. I will see you on the next one.
$50 says she wasn't cleared to leave the hospital. Hey, Case. You know Agent Major?
Yes. Oh, thank God you're okay. And I am so sorry.